Most footballers never reach their potential for one reason, not because they're slow, not because they're weak, not because they're untalented. They fail because their mind quits before their body does. You've seen it happen. A player misses one easy pass and suddenly disappears from the game. A striker misses a chance and spends the next 20 minutes frustrated. A defender makes one mistake and starts playing scared. The strange thing is that these players often have the skill to succeed. But skill isn't what decides who dominates when pressure arrives. Because football isn't just a game of technique. It's a game of responses. How you respond to mistakes, how you respond to pressure, how you respond when things stop going your way. And the players who rise above everyone else all share one mental trait. Today, we're breaking down the mindset every great footballer has and how you can build it yourself. Because once you understand this, you'll never look at confidence, pressure, or performance the same way again. Most players think mental strength means being confident all the time. That's the biggest misunderstanding in football. The best players in the world don't walk onto the pitch feeling fearless every match. They don't always feel confident. They don't always feel motivated. And they definitely don't always feel comfortable. The difference is that they don't depend on those feelings.
Most footballers wait until they feel confident before they play aggressively. Elite footballers act aggressively first. Confidence comes after action, not before it. Think about it. If your confidence disappears after one mistake, was it ever real confidence or was it simply comfort? Real confidence is trusting yourself even when things are going badly. Real confidence is continuing to demand the ball after making a mistake. Real confidence is staying composed when the crowd, the scoreline, and the pressure are all against you. And that's where most players fall behind. They're trying to protect confidence instead of building resilience.
Here's the deeper reason so many footballers struggle mentally. They're focused on outcomes, not processes. Before a match, they're thinking, what if I play badly? What if I lose the ball? What if the coach gets angry? What if people judge me? What if I don't score? Their attention leaves the present moment and jumps into imaginary future scenarios. And once that happens, performance drops immediately. Because football happens too fast for overthinking. When you're worried about outcomes, you're no longer reading the game. You're no longer scanning. You're no longer reacting naturally. You're playing inside your own head. The greatest footballers have learned something powerful. You cannot control results. You can only control decisions. The score isn't fully under your control. The referee isn't under your control. Your teammates aren't under your control. But your effort, focus, movement, communication, and decision-making are. And that's where mentally unstoppable players place their attention. Not on what might happen, but on what they can do right.
Lesson 1. Detach your identity from your performance. This might be the most important lesson in the entire video. Many footballers secretly believe, if I play badly, I am bad. That mindset is dangerous because now every mistake feels personal. Every failed dribble feels like an attack on your identity. Every missed shot feels like proof that you're not good enough. And when football becomes a test of self-worth, fear takes over. Great footballers separate who they are from how they perform. A bad game doesn't make them a bad player. A mistake doesn't define them. One result doesn't determine their future. Think about the best players you've ever watched. They lose possession, they miss chances, they make errors, yet they continue demanding the ball. Why? Because they understand something most players don't. Performance fluctuates, identity doesn't. When you stop treating mistakes like personal failures, you become free to play, and freedom creates better football. Lesson 2, make failure normal. Most players are trying to avoid failure. Elite players are trying to learn from it. That's a massive difference. Imagine two wingers. The first winger loses a 1-versus-1 duel and stops attacking. The second winger loses the duel and immediately attacks again. Who becomes dangerous? Who improves faster? Who puts defenders under pressure? The answer is obvious. Yet most footballers behave like the first player. They fear looking foolish. They fear mistakes. They fear failure. But football rewards courage, not perfection. Every great footballer has failed thousands of times. A lot of times, they've missed penalties, lost finals, made terrible decisions, been substituted, been criticized. The difference is they didn't interpret failure as a stop sign. They interpreted it as feedback. The moment you stop fearing mistakes, your game changes. You become more creative, more decisive, more unpredictable, and much harder to defend. Lesson 3. Win the next moment. One mistake ruins more performances than the mistake itself. And here's why. The mistake is over, but the player's attention stays stuck on it. They replay it in their head. They get frustrated. They lose focus. Then they make another mistake, and another. Suddenly, one bad moment becomes an entire bad match. Mentally elite players follow a different rule. Win the next moment. Lose the ball, win the next moment. Miss a chance, win the next moment. Misplace a pass, win the next moment. The best footballers recover faster than everyone else, not because they make fewer mistakes, but because they waste less energy thinking about them. Football is constantly moving. The next opportunity is always arriving. The question is, will your mind still be stuck in the past when it gets there, or will you be ready? The ability to reset quickly is one of the most powerful mental skills you can develop.
Lesson 4. Fall in love with pressure. Most players see pressure as a threat. Great players see pressure as proof that the moment matters. Think about it. Nobody feels nervous before something meaningless. Pressure exists because opportunity exists, because growth exists, because something important is happening. Yet many footballers spend years trying to eliminate pressure. That's impossible. Pressure never disappears. Higher levels create higher pressure. Bigger matches create bigger pressure. Better opponents create bigger pressure. The goal isn't to remove pressure. The goal is to perform alongside it. The players who become mentally unstoppable stop asking, how do I stop feeling nervous? And start asking, how do I perform despite feeling nervous? That shift changes everything. Because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting anyway. And football rewards courageous players. Lesson 5. Build proof, not motivation. Here's something most footballers don't want to hear. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel motivated. Some days you won't. If your progress depends on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. Elite footballers build proof instead. Every training session completed, every sprint finished, every extra touch practiced, every difficult workout done. These become evidence. Evidence creates belief. Belief creates confidence. Confidence creates performance.
Most players try to think themselves into confidence. Elite players train themselves into confidence. That's why they stay composed under pressure, because they've already collected thousands of pieces of proof. Their confidence isn't based on hope, it's based on preparation. And preparation is one of the strongest forms of mental strength. So, how do you actually apply all of this? Here's a simple mental system you can start using immediately. Before training or matches, focus on 3 controllable goals. Not goals like scoring, not goals like winning, controllable goals. For example, scan before receiving every pass, communicate constantly, sprint back after losing possession. Now your attention stays on actions instead of outcomes. During matches, use a reset phrase after mistakes. Something simple. Next action. Reset. Move on. Whatever works for you. The phrase itself isn't magic. The purpose is to stop your brain from living in the past. After matches, don't ask, did I play well? Ask, what did I do well? What needs improvement? What will I work on next? This creates growth instead of emotional reactions. And finally, remember this. Mental strength isn't built during easy matches. It's built during difficult ones. The pressure, the mistakes, the setbacks. Those aren't obstacles to mental growth. They're the training ground for it. Identity level close. The footballers who become unstoppable aren't special. They're not born with a stronger mentality. They simply think differently. While everyone else is trying to avoid mistakes, they learn from them. While everyone else is chasing confidence, they build evidence. While everyone else is trapped by pressure, they use it. And while everyone else is focused on outcomes, they focus on actions. That's the real mindset every great footballer has. Not perfection, not fearlessness.